Tonight on News Watch, Illinois Senate committees clear a series of bills. We'll have some of the issues going before lawmakers.
Also tonight, a woman is found dead in a local jail. We'll show you what authorities say led up to her death. Ben?
Pretty decent day today across East Central Illinois. A few more clouds have started to move in as we've gotten closer to sunset. We'll see temperatures back on the rise tomorrow, but an even bigger shift is on its way in the next week. This is News Watch. Your Thursday evening edition starts now.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
Illinois lawmakers are moving forward with new proposals that could affect voters, users of digital IDs, and others. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Andrew Spade.
And I'm Matthew Posner. Capitol News Illinois reports Senate committees have passed several measures ahead of a Friday deadline. Those include one bill that would require certain boat owners to carry liability insurance. The measure would apply to boats with engines of 50 horsepower or more, or vessels at least 21 feet long, to help cover damages and injuries in boating accidents. Another proposed bill would strengthen protections for people using mobile driver's licenses, making it illegal for law enforcement or others to take someone's phone just to verify their identity. A third bill that would allow rideshare drivers to unionize did not move forward in Senate committee, as lawmakers were divided on how it would affect some drivers. Several local agencies are set to receive new funding. The Illinois Farm Bureau says it's giving out a total of $120,000 in rural development grants to communities across the state. The Bureau says the grants are designed to address rural emergency service needs, community and economic development, and overall quality of life. In Coles County, the Mattoon Police Department is receiving money for firearms training and defibrillators for patrol vehicles, and the nonprofit Fit to Serve is receiving money to grow fresh produce for local food programs. The Bureau says Monticello is receiving a grant to install a downtown wireless system for community events, including the weekly farmers market. It was a productive archery season for Illinois turkey hunters. State officials say hunters harvested 882 turkeys statewide this season. The number is down from last year's record harvest of 1,045 birds, but slightly higher than the 5-year average. Hunters in Fayette County topped the list for this year's harvest, bringing in a total of 33 turkeys. Locally in Coles County, hunters only harvested 5 birds.
Good evening. Fairly pleasant conditions across East Central Illinois. We've seen a few more clouds moving in as we've moved throughout the day today. High temperatures were in the 50s for some of us. 51 was our warmest in Terre Haute, 47 degrees in Charleston and in Decatur. Right now, we're still seeing those temperatures hovering around our daytime highs. Still 47 right now in Charleston, under partly cloudy skies. Some of us to the south and the east avoiding that cloud cover and still under those sunnier skies. Winds will be the main topic of concern over the next day or so. We are under a wind advisory currently, and that'll run until tomorrow afternoon. Winds right now not too strong, though. We'll see those winds start to pick up big time during the overnight hours. Could see gusts closer to 50 miles an hour coming from the southwest. Staying in the 40s for our overnight low, but there's an even bigger change coming in the forecast. Your full Skywatch forecast is coming up later on tonight.
Thanks for that, Ben. Authorities in Paris are sharing details of an early morning house fire. Firefighters say around 2:15 this morning, crews responded to a report of a fire near 301 Chestnut Street. They say the fire had begun in a 2-car garage. It was extending to the rear porch of a home. Paris Dispatch reported everyone inside evacuated before the fire department arrived. Paris Fire Chief Zach Janus praised firefighters' efforts and coordination, calling it among the top fire stops of his career. He says crews limited the majority of the damage to the garage and a small portion of the home. Illinois State Police troopers were on the scene of a multi-unit crash on I-70 yesterday. According to Illinois State Police Troop 9, a crash occurred just before 1:30 in the afternoon on the I-70 westbound milepost 152 in Marshall. Police say the crash involved 3 commercial vehicles. I-70 westbound was closed and reopened around 7:45 in the evening. According to state troopers, at least one person was taken to the hospital with injuries. Vigo County authorities are releasing details after a jail inmate was found dead Tuesday morning. Sheriff Derek Fell says 38-year-old Jaquita Brown was arrested and taken to the jail Tuesday morning on charges of operating a vehicle while intoxicated, driving while suspended, and invasion of privacy. When she was brought into the jail around 3 a.m., she was conscious, alert, and communicating. According to Sheriff Derek Fell, medical personnel had concerns about letting Brown into the jail despite her already being cleared by a physician once. But after being cleared a second time, she was let into the jail around 4. Fell says she was found unresponsive at 10 and later pronounced dead after being transported to the hospital.
A developing legal battle in central Illinois tonight as the Macon County Sheriff and his chief deputy now face a federal lawsuit. In that lawsuit, Deputy Shane Beck, who is also running for sheriff, claims Sheriff Jim Root and Chief Deputy Matthew Jidlicka retaliated against him after he announced his campaign. According to the complaint, Beck says he was blocked from a promotion, removed as a field training officer, and taken off the department's special response team after telling Root he planned to run in the upcoming Republican primary. Beck argues the actions violated his constitutional rights and amounted to political retaliation, and he is seeking damages and a jury trial. In a press release, Root and Jidlicka deny the allegations, calling the claims unfounded. If you take old US 50 in Clay County to work, you might have to find a new route for a few months. The Illinois Department of Transportation says crews will begin replacing a bridge on old US 50 over Raccoon Creek on Monday. IDOT says the highway will be closed between Cedar Elm Drive and Country Road 800 East till the project is finished in August. During construction, officials say drivers should follow the posted detour between Xenia and Flora and allow extra travel time. A local hospital is offering help creating safe digital spaces for kids. Sarah Bush Lincoln is hosting Digital Discernment, creating a tech-ready home in the AI age, April 14th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. The 90-minute workshop will be held at the Fields Church location at the Cross County Mall in Mattoon. It will cover a variety of topics, including AI assistance, common issues, and parental tools for technology. No registration is required.
Coles County Habitat for Humanity is breaking ground on a new home in Mattoon. A groundbreaking ceremony for the house at 2213 Shelby Avenue in Mattoon will take place March 22nd at 2 p.m. It will be the 49th home constructed by the organization. Completion of the 3-bedroom structure is expected in October. Habitat for Humanity says it not only builds the homes, it also helps originate loans and educate families through the process. The organization's 50th home will be built in Charleston later this year. Organizers behind Mattoon Bagel Fest have announced this year's theme. It's Ready, Set, Bagel Fest. They say the celebration's theme will highlight the excitement, grit, and high-energy spirit of racing and the motorsports world. Mattoon Bagel Fest runs July 15th through the 18th. Well, it sure doesn't feel like festival season yet.
No, it doesn't. Ben Whitney is tracking some unseasonably cold temperatures. Good evening, Ben.
Good evening, Matthew. You're exactly right. We're not going to be seeing those colder temperatures quite yet. This is for the start of next work week. Cold air coming down from Canada. Just how cold will these temperatures get? I'll have the answer in your full Skywatch forecast coming up next.
Watch the moment an SUV flies through an intersection in White Plains, New York, slamming into scaffolding and a restaurant on the other side of the street. Authorities say, incredibly, no pedestrians were hurt. The driver escaped without serious injuries. Take another look at this close call as the speeding vehicle narrowly misses people crossing the intersection, going airborne and splitting through oncoming traffic before crashing, coming to a rest as smoke billows from the car. News 12 Westchester says police are looking into the cause of the accident. The White Plains Public Safety Department publishing the video online to highlight the importance of defensive driving in heavily trafficked areas. We're getting a brand new view of historic Civil War wreckage thanks to some top-tier tech. These 3D images show the remains of the USS Monitor. Famously, the Monitor was the U.S. Navy's first ironclad warship commissioned in 1862 to counter Confederate firepower, shortly after taking part in the first ever ironclad battle against the CSS Virginia. The Monitor sinking during a storm only months later off the coast of North Carolina. That wreckage, originally discovered in 1973, roughly 240 feet below the surface near the Outer Banks. Now, we're getting a contemporary view of the remnants more than 160 years after the ship went down. Using synthetic aperture sonar, a team from Northrop Grumman scanned the shipwreck, creating multi-dimensional views of the Monitor resting on the seafloor, allowing experts to better see through the murky waters to study the health of the site. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Good evening. Very rainy conditions so far this March. Looking at the totals throughout the last half a month or so, nearly 6 inches already during the month of March indicator. That comes out to little less than half an inch a day of rainfall. Most of us were around that 5-inch or above that 5-inch mark. In Charleston, only 4 3/10 of an inch, but that's already higher than our monthly average in March. That's just a little bit over 3 inches, so over an inch more than what we would expect during the average month of March. And you're already seeing that that's having an impact on our drought monitor. Extreme conditions were lifted for majority of the WEIU viewing area. Still under a severe drought, though. Still have quite a ways to go in the rainfall department before we see those, before that drought entirely lifted. But still, much needed rainfall is starting to help relieve a little bit of that drought. Temperatures were up in the 50s today for some of us. 50 degrees in Effingham. 47 was our high today in Charleston. Overnight tonight, we'll see those lows staying in the 40s, but getting still in the 40s. 42 for our overnight low. We'll see cloudier skies starting to make their way across the area. We'll be under a wind advisory for these strong winds coming in up to 50 miles an hour, potentially even stronger than that at times. You can see that wind advisory in effect for every county in our viewing area. Now this runs until tomorrow afternoon. It expires at 4 p.m. That's for those wind gusts that could get up to 50 miles an hour, potentially even stronger than that in some places. During our day tomorrow, those southern winds overnight will help warm our temperatures a little bit. 53 degrees to end our work week on Friday. We'll see a few clouds in the morning, but generally speaking, clearer skies as we move throughout our Friday. Those clouds will be moving in and out, but again, the winds, right now, we're not seeing too strong of winds. They'll start to pick up overnight tonight, and especially as we get into early Friday morning, these wind gust projections right now, 45 to 50 mile an hour gusts coming up from the south. As we move throughout our daytime tomorrow, we'll see these winds start to shift from the south and to the west, eventually starting to weaken out as we end our Friday and enter the weekend. Towards Friday night, we'll see these winds again starting to die down, but still staying fairly strong as we move into Saturday. Now again, we will be seeing mostly cloudy skies throughout the night. Our models are suggesting there could be a few scattered showers across the area. It's still a little too dry to see that reach the ground, even with the rain we've seen so far this March. So we're not expecting a whole lot, but you may see a sprinkler or two out there overnight and into tomorrow morning. Clearer skies throughout the rest of our day on Friday and heading into the weekend, where we'll see temperatures again back on the rise, still staying in the 50s for the next few days, but back up near the mid-60s on Sunday. But we have another rain-making system coming through, and it'll be a very powerful cold front, and we're going to be seeing these temperatures dropping back below freezing and into the mid-20s to start next work week. These colder temperatures won't be here to stay around, though, as we'll be likely seeing above average temperatures back after this work week. Now those temperatures are in the low 50s for this time of year, so we could see temperatures more like what we're going to be seeing this weekend. But again, 53 for our day tomorrow. The windy conditions are going to run out throughout the entire daytime. Back up near the mid-60s for Sunday. Now overnight Sunday and into Monday is when we're seeing this potential chance of rain. The cold temperatures on Monday could even make it possible to see some light flurries. Scott Ely will have the latest on this tomorrow, but temperatures will start to rise back up as we get to the back half of the work week. Back up near 48 degrees on Thursday. So it does like it'll be a pleasant midday period next week, but you'll definitely have to get those winter clothes back out. Very cold temperatures.
Yeah, and I was walking around today and saw some of the trees budding. Not too soon out there.
Spring break just got a lot less exciting with those temperatures. Thanks, Ben. Still to come, I'll have a full check of your sports headlines, including the latest on high school hoops playoffs.
But first, we'll have an update on destructive storms that struck earlier this week. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
Tired of the same old playlist? Let Hitmix 88.9 WEIU be your source for your favorite throwbacks and today's biggest hits. No skips needed. From deep dives on local topics, a lively morning show, and EIU Panther sports, we've got your back 24/7. And we're not just hitting play, we're building futures. Because behind every mic is a student making moves. Your music, your station, Hitmix 88.9 WEIU.
At least 2 people are dead after the dangerous storms with tornadoes that tore through the Midwest earlier this week. Reed Binions begins our coverage in Indiana.
This is devastating.
I'm sorry, I'm just lost for words.
A community grief-stricken after 2 people were tragically killed when a tornado ripped through Lake Village, Indiana.
She was good to everyone, all the kids. She was a good person.
They were wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. That was their home forever. I mean, they were there forever.
The couple, both in their 80s, killed when the twister struck their home. On top of those 2 fatalities, the tornado trapped some in their homes and left a heartbreaking trail of destruction in its wake. Total devastation, as one official put it, with at least 100 structures damaged as of Wednesday's count, including dozens destroyed, numbers that are expected to rise. Indiana Governor Mike Braun said on social media that first responders, state and local officials, and the American Red Cross were providing immediate support to communities. That tornado wasn't the only one in the area. There was also a monster twister that tore through Kankakee, Illinois, and nearby Aroma Park, Illinois. There were several injuries, but no deaths, according to Kankakee's mayor. The severe weather also included destructive hail, some of it softball size or larger, that crushed cars and caused damage in Illinois.
It was intense. The windows were getting knocked out of the houses, the golf ball size hail, bigger than golf ball, softball size hail.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker met with the tornado victims in Kankakee County this afternoon. He said state and local officials have been on the scene since shortly after those storms hit, and he says every level of government has been working together effectively. Back at home, Matthew Posner is back with a check of the sports headlines.
Thank you, Andrew. Coming up tonight in the sports, IHSA state finals have begun. 2 of our local teams are looking to punch a ticket to the championship, but will either survive? We'll have the full recap in your WEIU Sports Watch report right after this. Thanks for watching. Over 500 teams entered this high school boys basketball season with a dream: make it to the IHSA state finals in Champaign. And now we're down to 4 teams in each class as the state finals begin. Locally, Class 1A's Lawrenceville and Class 2A's Tolono Unity are in action, looking to punch a ticket to the championship. Despite being the highest-ranked team left in Class 1A, Lawrenceville can't hang on as the Goreville Blackcats take down the Indians 55-47. Lawrenceville will play in the third-place game tonight at 7 against Eastland. And Tolono Unity didn't fare any better as the Rockets lose to the Pure Emmanuel Rams 62-57. Tolono takes on the loser of Farragut and Quincy Notre Dame tonight at 9. The college baseball season is still young, but one EIU player is already gathering some national recognition. Pitcher Bryce Riggs has been named to the 2026 National Pitcher of the Year watch list. That list honors 142 of the nation's best pitchers across 26 different conferences in college baseball. So far this season, Riggs has only allowed 3 earned runs through 22 2/3 innings with 23 strikeouts. Last season, Riggs closed out the year with a 2.3 ERA and 45 strikeouts. Panther baseball is back in action tomorrow night at Memphis. Well, this has been one of the craziest weeks in an NBA regular season since the turn of the millennium. And tonight, the Bulls and Pacers are both in action, looking to add to an eventful past few days. It was overshadowed, but Matas Buzelis will look to follow up on his career-high 41-point outburst when Chicago heads to LA to face Luka Doncic and the Lakers tonight at 9:30. Buzelis carried the Bulls to an overtime win over the Warriors on Tuesday. As for the Pacers, they'll look to stop the bleeding when they host the Suns tonight at 6. Indiana has lost 10 straight contests and 50 on the season. But all eyes in the NBA tonight will be on Bam Adebayo and the Miami Heat as they host Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks at 6:30. Bam shocked the sports world Tuesday after scoring 83 points, the second most in any game in NBA history. In just 72 hours, the NCAA March Madness brackets will be revealed. But before that, nearly every team in the nation is competing in their conference tournaments. The 4 projected 1 seeds according to ESPN's bracketology are Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and Florida. Illinois, one of the deepest teams in the country, is a projected 2 seed. We'll play the Wisconsin Badgers tomorrow in the Big Ten quarterfinals as they look to close the season with a conference title. The final remaining undefeated team in the country was Miami, Ohio, but they were stunned earlier today in the MAC quarterfinals by the UMass Minutemen. Despite their ridiculous record, the 31-1 Redhawks will likely have to await their fate until the brackets are revealed on Sunday. Finally, the OVC will be represented in the Big Dance by Tennessee State, who punched their ticket to March Madness for the first time in 34 years. The Tigers are a projected 16 seed. Could they become the third 16 seed to ever beat a 1 seed? You never know. It might just happen. It's one of the biggest events all season on the PGA Tour. The Players' Championship has arrived. 122 of the world's best golfers take on a wet and windy TPC Sawgrass, and 4 players are now tied for the lead. World number 25 Maverick McNealy weathered the worst of the storm early this morning, and he leads at 5 under par. McNealy rose to prominence in 2024 after winning the regular season finale, the RSM Classic. Also tied for the lead at 5 under is former Alabama standout Lee Hodges. Hodges has struggled mightily since his first and only PGA Tour win at the 3M Open in 2023, but this week could change the trajectory of his career. Moments ago, 4-time PGA Tour winner Sepp Straka just made eagle to join the leaders at 5 under, and Sahith Theegala joined the leaders with a birdie at 16, and he too is 5 under par. In just his second week back from injury, 2-time major champion Justin Thomas is one back, and he's joined at 4 under par by world number 6 Russell Henley, PGA Tour winner Taylor Moore, and Austin Smotherman, who's still playing some great golf. Finally, world number 2 and defending Players champion Rory McIlroy wasn't even sure he'd play this week after injuring his back last week at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Despite that, Rory is fighting through the pain, but he's 2 over through 16 holes and has 2 to go. Staying on the course tonight for our final story, Eastern Illinois women's golf is getting set for their second tournament of the 2026 campaign. The Panthers head to Vero Beach, Florida for the 3-round NKU Spring Fling. Sophia Miller led the way for Eastern in the season opener in Huntsville, finishing in 42nd. In total, 11 teams will compete at Sand Ridge Country Club, including OVC rival Southern Indiana. And that wraps up tonight's Sports Watch Report. Andrew Spade, take it away.
Thank you, Matthew. Coming up, Ben Whitney will be back with a final check of our Skywatch forecast. But first, from economics to murder mystery, a former EIU professor talks about her new interesting career choice. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
It's really, really wonderful to be here.
Kate Winslet reportedly is in talks to join The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum. The film is expected in theaters in December of 2027. The Oscar winner is coming off a movie in another huge fantasy franchise, Avatar: Fire and Ash.
The past returns, my son.
It's the 35th anniversary of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. The sequel is back in theaters for 1 week beginning Friday and restored in 4K. Locations and showtimes at fathomentertainment.com.
This is the end of one chapter and the beginning of another.
Yes, it is.
Virgin River is back for a 7th season, with old loves, new threats, a mysterious death, and a potential adoption in the remote Northern California town. All 10 episodes of Virgin River Season 7 arrive today on Netflix. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Finally tonight, a former economics professor is investigating a new talent. After retirement, former EIU professor Linda Gent went on to write a murder mystery book called An Old-Fashioned Murder. She appeared at the Uptowner bar last night and to sign copies and talk to fans. The bar even served signature smoked old fashions, a drink featured in the book. Before writing this book, Gent's only other writing experience was with textbooks.
I had to learn to do dialogue, which is very unique. In economics, we don't write a lot of dialogue. So I had to think about how people talk. One of my biggest sticking points was I didn't use any contractions initially.
Ghent is now writing the sequel to this book, and she also is involved with the Charleston Community Theater, starring in a production of Fuddy Mears in April and directing a play in May. Well, now Ben Whitney is back with the final, get this, investigation into weather. Ben?
Well, Angel, I haven't found too much exciting things with this upcoming forecast. We'll stay in the 40s for our overnight low. We will still be under that wind advisory until 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures back in the 50s for your Friday, 53, and staying mostly sunny throughout the entirety of our day. As we get to the weekend and the end of the weekend, we'll see another round of showers and some potential flurries Monday morning. 24 degrees for our high on Monday, well below average for this time of year. We'll slowly start warming back up towards the middle portion of next week, back up to 48 degrees on Thursday. So it does look like it'll be a very windy day tomorrow. Make sure not to wear any of those ball caps because they will be gone.
Yeah, Ben Whitney knows best. Make sure to listen to him.
13-degree low is atrocious in March. Yeah. Thanks, Ben. And that's all the time we have tonight on Newswatch. For more news and weather, be sure to log on to our website at WEIU.net.
There you'll find real-time forecasts in the news video of the day.
And if news is happening in your community, let us know by dropping us an email at news@WEIU.net. Have a great night.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.